at me.
Don't let her hear you talking to me.
She's kind of creeping me out, dude.
What? Trace is already in Vegas. Hey guys, what is happening? It is Sunday Live Haul with LB Pink Panther, aka Vicky, aka Victoria, aka my fiance, and Victoria 2.0 is here too, staring at us. So it's a little creepy. It's possible.
Dude, that's really weird that you have the mannequin with the pink wig. I wasn't able to watch the shows, the last few shows, because I was gone and I couldn't watch the shows. I still haven't caught up to watch them, but I did see, like, she sent me a screenshot of this thing in back of her with a picture, and I saw the Instagram post, and I think we need to have a conversation because it's a little freaking weird.
You guys, she left me for 10 days. I had to do something. But the only problem now is that Victoria's back. Mm-hmm. We're a little worried that Victoria 2.0 is going to go Chucky on us. And it's going to be like Mannequin, the movie, only gone horribly wrong.
I'm going to wake up and this thing's going to be leaning over the bed with like a knife in its hand.
Yeah,
it has hands.
Pretty much.
Creepy.
Hey, it's Lorna and Dana's here. I'm guessing... Well, I see at least one person is watching from, they're here in Vegas already and they're watching the show.
Get out of your hotel room. Why are you watching us? It's Vegas. Go.
Whatever, because
go
we're
do
fun.
something.
Anyway, and but I'm guessing we might be have a little bit of a lighter audience today just because people are traveling and they are in Vegas already, maybe enjoying some pool time. I don't know.
I hope so. It's nice out.
But I literally picked this one up a couple hours ago from the airport. Mm-hmm. And we came home, dropped some stuff off because she did bring me some Dungeness crab and we had to put it in the freezer. And I can't wait to eat all of it. And I was thinking like last year when she brought crab home, I wasn't here, but I know that she brought like the whole crab, like in the shell and everything. This year she brought home, it's just the meat. So like, I don't even have to do the work. I can just thaw it out and she doesn't even like crab. So I'm going to thaw it out.
I'm going to make you crab cakes.
No.
Based on the recipe I had the other night that was so good. I do too like crab. I just don't like to pick it out of the shell.
I want the pure crab. I don't want it in crab cakes. I want to eat it as is, dipped in butter.
Well, it was harvested this week. It's fresh. Okay. And then it was flash frozen and freezer sealed and stuff. You can thank my friend Carrie's dad, who went fishing and went crabbing. And he prepared it all for you and even took all the meat out. And you've got about a half a pound of actual pure crab meat.
Just meat. And I don't want that in crab cakes. I want it.
Well, then I'll make my own crab cakes. We'll split it in half.
No, you already got to have crab cakes. I'm going to eat all of it.
We made great.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys, but I had to endure.
Allison, I'd be pissed if my fiance brought home crabs. Get your mind out of the gutter, woman. That's pretty funny.
Listen, I had to endure the horrors. The horrors. I mean, I'm assuming if I say horrible, I gotta say horrors of shipping dishes for you, which we're going to show, I think, today.
Yes.
And your stuff.
A whole 4 plates. It's not like she had to ship a service for 12.
But there were worse things that were going on. I'll tell you more as we go today. All I'm saying is that I earned the entire bag of crab meat that she brought home, and you got to eat it there fresh. So
I did. Yummy.
Yeah. So you're not bringing it home and then sitting there eating half of it in front of me.
I may.
No, you won't. No, you won't. I'm bigger than you and I'm stronger than you.
It's true.
Although I will say, she came home a little crabby, guys. I'm not
crabby.
And I don't mean like Dungeness crab. I mean really crabby. Because here's the thing. Okay, if you had to give it a little guesstimate right now, in the last 10 days, how many hours of sleep have you had?
Okay, so 10 days, averaging about 4.5 hours of sleep to 5 hours of sleep every night. Yeah, how's that sound? What is that? It's a lot. It's not a lot.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, a lot of people, maybe you could handle only sleeping like 4 or 5 hours in a night, but the time that she was awake was like nonstop activity from wake up to going to bed.
I was up between 4 and 4:30 every morning, and in bed somewhere around between 11 and 12. Right, that sounds about right. Asleep sometime between 11 and 12, and up about 4:30 every morning.
And then you had how many kids in your cabin?
I had, so I'm a camp counselor. This is where I was gone.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. So you were in Washington.
I was in Washington.
What's this camp that you were at?
North Bend, Washington. It's Camp Eabsut, which you probably can't see it there. It's EYABSUT. Eabsut. It's an Indian word that means to rise above anything. And it is a camp that's been around for 31 years. It's for children that are burn survivors, ages 5 to 17. And there are 8 different cabins, and it's broken down into gender and age groups. And I run the cabin for the littlest, and my girls are 5 to 8. So this year I had 5 girls, which may not sound like a lot, but 5 girls between the ages of 5 to 8. Multiply that by 10 is about how many it feels like you have at one time.
A lot of kids.
So there were 3 of us, and you are a proclaimed camp song savant. We're going to have to talk because we are always looking for new camp songs. So I think that's great. But anyway, I love it. This was my 4th year. And as long as this camp exists, I will make it a point to go every year. And so basically it's just, we go all day long. It's a very structured camp. There are pretty much activities from 7:45 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night, every 40 and 45-minute increments. Because we think kids really need structure, and they do. And especially when they're young, you kind of have to keep them going the whole time or they get really cranky and kind of like me. So yeah, it's a lot of work and very little sleep. And I had one little one that was kind of afraid. She was little, she was only 6. So she was a little afraid to go to the bathroom by herself at night. And we have cabins with actual bathrooms and showers and running water. She didn't have to go outside, but she had to go down kind of a long hallway. And I must admit, it's a little bit of a creepy hallway at night when it's dark. So she came and woke me up every morning about 4:30 to go potty. And I had to walk with her, and then I couldn't go back to sleep because I knew I had to get up at 6. So.
Well, and I think any kids that age would be a handful or challenging. But on top of that, this is a camp for, burn survivors, kids who are burn survivors. So a lot of them have some, pretty much all of them have some sort of trauma that they have been through.
Correct.
So it kind of adds a whole different
there's
level.
a whole different dimension. Yeah. I mean, they've been through the physical trauma as well as being, normal children. And so the physical, whether it was, through an accident or something that wasn't an accident. So, and then you've got your normal percentage of children with, ADD or ADHD on top of their physical injuries. And it's just, it is what it is. It can be difficult. And then there are children that are pure joys. So it's they all have something awesome about them. Even the ones that, stomp on your last nerve by the end of the day. But they're really awesome. I love it. I love these kids.
And this is like what, the 3rd year that it has been directly before eBay Open?
This is the 3rd year that eBay Open has been here, and this is also the 3rd year that eBay Open has existed. But it is literally camp. The kids left yesterday, and I got on a plane. I stayed at my friend's house, or my friend's parents' house in North Bend. In like Ferndale, Washington, which is like right outside of Bellingham. And my flight this morning was 8 o'clock, and here I am. So yeah, it's a great camp. I love it. Just to let you know about it, it is, and I'll stop talking about it, but it is a nonprofit organization. It is supported by the Pacific Northwest Burn Foundation. Every single person that works at the camp is all volunteer. We all volunteer our time, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of money to put this camp on every year. And there are some amazing people that have been a part of it, some as long as the whole 31 years. And a lot of the counselors are former campers that have grown up and come back as counselors. And we also have a lot of counselors that are working within the fire industry or fire service industry themselves. We have a lot of firefighters and EMT and paramedic workers that come in and they volunteer a week of their time. So everybody takes a week of their own time to come out there and give these kids the best week of their lives every year.
Yep.
So it's pretty awesome.
Hey, pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Victoria Smith says that she taught kindergarten, which Victoria, you're in Vegas too. So I think it's pretty awesome that you're hanging out with us here. But Victoria says that she had 42 kids one year. Jeez, and would love to help out your camp. Okay. You guys are always looking for counselors.
We are always looking for counselors.
It's a big
day volunteers and things like that. It's a big commitment to be a counselor.
It is in Washington.
No lie. You have to get yourself there, all that kind of stuff. But if anybody's interested in knowing more about it, please just private message me. I'd be happy to talk to you more about it, because I could talk your ear off. I don't want to bore you with it. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. I love it. It's my favorite part of the year every year. But it is back to back with eBay Open. So I have to come home and excuse my appearance here because this is a whole week of like camp and camp showers and, faded hair and very little to no makeup. But anyway, I have to, unpack, do my laundry, go get my hair did, all that kind of stuff before anybody sees me out in public tomorrow for the week.
Well, and so you're coming off of like this crazy, exciting, jam-packed, emotional week right into eBay Open. So you're kind of like a big ball of nerves, and you'll probably cry at least 5 times this week.
Yeah, I'm already like overly emotional. It is a very physically and emotionally exhausting week. So when I come back, I don't really have a lot of time to decompress as it is. So I'm going to head into Open a little bit of an emotional wreck already. So yay, lucky you, lucky all of you. But yeah, it's really awesome. I am so fortunate that I get to go and do this. It is the best thing that I do all year. And I really love these kids. I love the people involved in the camp. Everybody involved is just a bunch of amazing people. And we really are like a family. So I love it.
Yeah. I just want to go, okay, one of the days, guys, they go on a hike, and it's a goat hike, and they have 4 goats. Okay, so these people bring these goats in, and the goats have their little packs to carry like everybody's like food and snacks and stuff, and they get to go on a hike, and then the kids get to take turns like leading the little goats up the trail. Like, how awesome is that? I went to sleepaway camp when I was a kid. We did not have any goats. Like, it was lots of fun, but man, some of the activities that she was showing me, I'm like, that
we do rock
awesome.
Climbing and archery every day with a great archery group that comes in and teaches these kids how to shoot with real bow and arrow. And we go hiking and it's all kind of stuff. And yes, you do need a police background check. Everybody has to pass a very extensive BCI check and reference check in order to work with children, obviously. So
Victoria says that's bad.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love it. I love it so much.
Impromptu Thrift wants to know how many kids total at the camp.
Well, it fluctuates year to year, but this year we had 70 children and about 30 staff total. Some of those include the camp nurses. We have full-time nurses on camp staff and the lifeguard, and the rest are counselors or volunteers of some ways. A lot of them are counselors in training. We call them the CITs. Those are usually kids between the ages of 19 and 21 that are just coming back, that had graduated from the camp themselves. We make them take a year off, and then they're allowed to come back and train to be counselors themselves. And a lot of them do. So
I can tell that you are like completely worn out right now.
I am
because your energy level. You're like, it's like you're talking very quietly.
I'm sorry.
It's like you're very demure and yeah.
Yeah,
get you sassied up.
I'm trying to drink some caffeine.
Like, yeah, she's got her Diet Pepsi. I have one too. I haven't been buying my Diet Coke, and so basically what ends up happening is then I want a soda, and then I drink your Diet Pepsi. I did get more though to replace the ones I've been drinking.
Oh, I appreciate that, because if there was not a Diet Pepsi in the fridge this afternoon, heads would have rolled.
I would have been in trouble. Guys.
Might have been her head. She doesn't really have a head. That one back there.
No, she really doesn't. Nope. Anyway, all right. So we do have solds to share with you guys. It wasn't like the greatest sales week, I got to tell you. And of course, because you were gone, you weren't able to like list as much stuff. So
I was able to list and do some relists almost every day. My lists were, Dana had come in and worked a couple of days this week and done some listing for me, which thank you, honey. And was able to, launch some drafts every day. I tried to do 4 or 5 a day. Yeah. So I had a little bit. It wasn't a ton, but I was trying to keep, some activity going in the store. So my sold week was
It was all right. Mine was slow to start, and then probably the last few days, it's like all of a sudden my sales jumped up, and I don't know if that's just because I've been like literally I took advantage of the fact that I was home alone and just worked like crazy because we both put in like I'd say we put in 10-hour days usually.
Yeah.
But we try to stop by 7 usually when we can, and so we don't. But like because I was here by myself, I was working until like 11:30 every day. It was terrible. So
I don't let her do that. I make us stop by around 7.
Yeah.
Between 7 and 8, I'm always like, all right, we have to be done.
Yeah. But I knew I knew I wasn't going to be able to do much like during this next week because of eBay Open. So I do have like 20 some things that I've photographed and have measurements so that I can over the next few days at least get like a handful of listings done. I'll have to do it like I guess late at night every night. But I do want to make sure I keep things going. But anyway, okay.
So back to the real show. So yeah, I do. If you're friends with me on my personal Facebook page, and again, if you have friend requested me and I haven't accepted you, please understand that I do kind of keep it to people I've actually met in person for the most part. So I'm not trying to be a jerk. It's just,
Oh, good point. Because here's the thing, guys. Obviously since I've been doing this channel and I've been a lot more active with it and regular with it, and we're getting like a bigger following, I get friend requests all the time. And I'm going to tell you, for the most part, I don't necessarily have to meet everybody in person that I accept a friend request from.
No, but I have to know.
But I have to have like some sort of like one-on-one interaction with some regularity before I'm going to accept you as a Facebook friend. Not that I like have anything to hide, but it's just like, I mean, there's a limit to how much stuff I want to see on in my feed, and
well, yeah,
how much I want to share of myself.
I'm really not looking to have, the whole 5,000 maximum friends or whatever it is. Like, it's a personal page too.
I want to have some
friends and family on there.
Right. I want to have some sort of like basis of a relationship with you, aside from just that you watch the show or you're in the Facebook group. So if you have friend requested me, and I haven't accepted, please don't take it personally. Just come interact in the Facebook group. Interact with me.
I feel like I get to know you. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Exactly.
We have some friends that we've never met in person for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, if you were on my personal Facebook page, you'll see that there are a few pictures that I posted from camp, but for the most part, to protect the privacy of the children, we do not post pictures of the children themselves. So you'll see pictures of a couple of the counselors, and we do themed dress-up days. So you'll see me in some ridiculous costumes, and we just kind of go and goof on ourselves, and we get to be silly and dumb because the kids love it. You won't see too much in there. But anyway, if you Google the name of the camp, you'll find a little bit of information about it.
Yep.
It's fun.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share our screen so we can get into our solds.
Okay.
And we're going to start with you, Victoria.
All right.
What do we got going on
So
here?
I did have some decent solds this week. This was one that sold for $90.97 on sale. It's a pair of shoes that I picked up on our little Rhode Island trip. So I paid about $7 for these, and they're just a little bit of wear at the toes, but they're in real good shape. They're just very well-made leather clogs. I had never heard of the brand before, but apparently it's a pretty high-end brand. So they sold for, $91.
Yeah.
I did do I did have them on sale, and I think since Katie did the shipping on these, actually, I don't think they've been shipped yet. I think they're going to ship on the, padded flat rate mailer. Sorry.
Oh, nice.
My train of thought is a little bit off.
Yeah,
I apologize if I sound like I'm like drunk or something. I'm not, I swear. I'm really, really tired.
She's real tired, guys. Sandra said something about, she didn't send me a friend request, but sent a message about a link to post in the group. Wanted to know if that's okay. Yeah, you guys can send me messages anytime for sure.
Either one of us, anytime.
Anytime. Now, sometimes if we're not friends, sometimes I get a lot of messages throughout the day. And so if I haven't responded, then there's a real good chance I didn't even see it. So I apologize, but yes, you can message me anytime.
Oh, of course. I'll always answer questions too.
Yeah.
So, and I do know when the messages, even if we're not friends, it generally comes up. If it doesn't show up on your Facebook page itself, and it goes into that other folder, it usually comes up on Messenger that you have a message waiting, and then you've got to try and find it. So yeah.
And there's Sandra Ramirez, who
just a little creepy, Sandra.
I think that's a different Sandra. But this Sandra, I believe she's the one whose husband told her she was a psycho because she was telling her best friends. # don't block me. Anyway, all right. So let's go to my first one.
Yeah. So I think I paid like $7-8 for those anyway.
All right, nice. Good. So this is actually something that I have had up for. I mean, I think I posted them over a year ago. I've
never seen them.
Yeah, I found these at the bins back in Oregon. I had them forever and ever and ever, and this is one of the things I recently ended and then did sell similar on, just within this last week, and so they finally sold. So I'm like, woohoo!
See, it works.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't even go to the bins anymore. I don't source this kind of stuff, but I'm pretty stoked that I finally sold them for $36. So yeah, definitely. I think I have a couple of things that I'm going to be showing you guys today. There are things that I ended and did sell similar on. I've been going through because it takes me a little bit longer to do it because I have to, I'm editing all of my titles and all of my descriptions and kind of changing stuff around and prices and stuff. So I've been trying to do anywhere from 12 to 20 of them per day. And I'm a little under a year out. I think I'm doing stuff that I've originally posted in August of 2017. So I want to get to where I have nothing that's more than 90 days old. So, all right, let's go to the next one for you.
So these were her, oh my gosh, this was such difficult. This was so difficult for her to ship these.
Actually, this was not the hardest one for me. Although I will say with these, okay, guys, first of all, okay, so this is a lot of 4. She had 10 of them, 10 individual plates in like a stack. I think you had it divided up into 3 different lots. I had to go through, because she says in here, there's a small chips on all 4 plates. So I had to go through and
match up the chips.
Well, because you had like these little pieces of paper like in between like the lots, and 3 of these were in one lot and another one was in another one, but I had to go through and match up all the chips. So I've absolutely for sure got the right 4 for the chips, but then when I turned them over, if you notice in this picture, one of these doesn't have the mark on the back. Yeah, all 4 of these have the mark on the back. So I was like,
okay, I mixed up a photo. What probably that's the problem with photographing such similar stuff.
I know,
but at least the chips matched, so the customer will have.
Well, and that's what I figured was like probably most important.
Yeah, and this is actually the worst lot. I picked these up. If anybody has, these were a one of my finds one week, a few weeks ago. But I actually just listed these just a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and this is the lot that has the most chips. So. Strangely enough, those sold.
Oh, Lorna, the towels were Tommy Hilfiger. They're like vintage Tommy Hilfiger towels.
And I think I probably paid about $2 a plate because they were sold as a set. I have almost a complete set, and I just kind of broke it down into smaller sets.
Yeah.
So, and they did sell to California, so shipping was like $7 and change.
That part, yeah, that part I appreciated because I didn't have to worry about trying to figure out like FedEx or anything like that to try to make it cheaper. So when I saw it was California, I'm like, okay, that's good.
Yeah. So 4 plates. She's complaining she had to ship 4 plates. So she sends me a message as I'm there. I have very limited access to my phone while I was there. The internet service is in and out, but also I'm paying attention to children. So I'm not, you know, talking on my phone. I'm being very present in the moment. So she sends me a message. How do I ship plates? These chips are not matching up. I don't know how to ship plates.
It's not, okay, here, wait, hold on a second. It's not that I don't know how to ship. I could figure out how to ship plates on my own, but I'm not shipping my own stuff. And so she ships this kind of stuff all the time. So I was like, you just want me to like bubble wrap each one? Is that, you know, I didn't know if she was going to want me to like double box them. I just didn't know what her level of.
What my method was.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I was doing it the way you wanted it done. So. Anyway, all right, so let's go to my next one. So this is one of these Rockaware jackets that I had bought a while back at Burlington Coat Factory. I think I bought them. They were all on sale for like $12 or something like that because they were being clearanced out. Now, Rockaware overall isn't super popular. So if you're out thrifting and you see most Rockaware stuff, you're not going to want to pick up because they're just we're kind of past that. They were more popular probably like 5 to 8 years ago. But these were so cheap, and I don't know if you guys know anything about souvenir jackets, but if you go and do a search in eBay for vintage, now this isn't vintage, but look up vintage souvenir jacket and then sort the solds highest to lowest. They are very popular and they go for a lot of money. Like you can make a ton of money if you ever find stuff. And so what they look like is like these satin bombers with a ton of embroidery on the back. A lot of times they'll say something like, they'll say Korea on the back or Japan, and they're all embroidered. So this is basically kind of like it's inspired by that style of jacket. And so I sold this one for $64.79. And I think it went somewhere overseas, so they also paid shipping. So it was like an awesome sale. I think I still have 2 left. So anyway,
yeah, you sold a few of those.
Yeah, I think I saw 2 left, but I've sold a few. But they, you know, for like I said, most Rockaware stuff. Now, if I saw this used somewhere at a thrift store, yeah, I'd probably pick it up. But overall,
not for a ton.
Steer clear of Rockaware. All right.
Okay, so yeah, this was a vintage coverlet bedspread type of thing that I picked up. And yes, I realize it's not a quilt. I think I have quilt as one of the title words. I know it's not a quilt, but you know what? Sometimes you got to throw in every word because of the way people look things up.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is just a vintage bedspread type of thing.
I mean, it's quilted.
Yeah, it's quilted in the back. Yeah, it's not lined or anything. But so this sold, and it had some damage. It had some like staining little bits here and there. I picked this up from Savers about a year ago, maybe even a little longer than a year ago. I paid probably $7 or $8 for it.
Hold on a second. Dawn apparently is watching from the 15 freeway.
You had better not be driving, Dawn. I did not want to be responsible for you being splattered.
I'm going to guess since she's also participating in the chat that most likely she is not the one driving. I'm just going to hope that that's the case. But anyway, yeah. Anything else you want to say about this one?
She said she's not driving. She promises.
Okay.
So this sold for the sale price, the $69.97, and it was fairly light. It's only 1 to 2 pounds. I don't know. Did you ship it already?
I did that. I did ship that. I don't remember how it got sent. So
not much. At most, it was somewhere around $8 or so, because it would have fit in a medium flat rate.
Something like that. All right, my next one. I think this is the second one of these jackets that I've sold. I was glad to finally see this one go. It went for $40.79. No, actually, I think I might have taken an offer on this, but yeah, I think I sold this for $30. But this is another one that I got back in Oregon, so I was definitely like fine with letting it go for a relatively cheap price. It'll fit perfectly in a padded flat rate, so it's only going to cost me $6.90 to ship it. And I just wanted to move it out, and I wanted to build up my sales. So a lot of times, if I have something that has been sitting around for a while, some people complain about like lowball offers. So technically, I mean, this was priced at $47.99. Somebody offered me $30. Depending on the situation like this, I was like, heck yeah, I'll take $30 and get that out of my inventory. Yeah, I mean, I don't need it sitting there forever, and it's not like it's some crazy awesome piece. It's just a Budweiser delivery jacket. So I was happy to send it on its way.
Okay, so this was a cool t-shirt.
Did you just sell this or something?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't ship that.
It sold yesterday, I think. It sold for $50. I took an offer on it. It sold for $50. It says $69.95. I don't know why it's not showing that, but anyway, it's a vintage Ringer t-shirt. It was new old stock. It was super crispy and clean and had never been worn.
We like them crispy.
And it was just a cool Ringer beer shirt. 1983 Oktoberfest. See, Katie totally would have bought this shirt. This is very much the type of shirt she would have bought.
For sure.
Sold for $50. I was okay with that. So, yeah, I think I paid maybe $5 for it. It's a t-shirt, so.
Yeah, this is an 80s tag. Obviously, here's what, this is definitely one way to like get better at learning to identify the age of tags. I love it when I have a shirt where it actually has the date right on it, because now we know this shirt came out in the 80s. So absolutely, this is from the 80s. I believe this tag is actually Russell Athletic. I think that's their tag.
Oh, see, I would have put that in there if I'd known that.
Yeah, I mean, most people wouldn't care though, but I just
Thrifty Christie said that's a small shirt. It looks like it's actually a medium. And yeah, the measurements were in there.
But vintage is like super tends to be super.
Well, 38 to 40 means
slim,
means
so
the measurement of the chest actually.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's usually pretty accurate.
Yeah, but today's medium doesn't look like that. So all right, so my next one, here's another one that I ended and did sell similar on this week. And it is a vintage Blues Brothers t-shirt, but it's not like an original, like it wasn't, because the movie came out, like early 80s?
I think so,
1980, something like that.
Exactly, exclusive elegance, a schmedium.
A schmedium. So the movie came out in, I think, 1980 or somewhere around there. This t-shirt's actually from the 90s, so it's not like it's an original, but it is definitely vintage, single stitch. It's kind of worn. I'm surprised it took so long to sell it, but again, it took like over a year before I finally ended it and did sell similar. And then the same week, I sell it for $35.99. So let's see what the tag looks like. Yeah, so this is a 90s Fruit of the Loom tag. And I think actually this shirt actually has the copyright. You probably can't see it, but yeah, it's like 1993 or something like that, right? It's there.
Like 1991
or 1991, something like that. But again, so that's 2 items at least this week that I've sold just because I did I ended them and did sell similar. So yeah, Thrifty Christie says it's just broken in. And seriously, shirts like this, I mean, it really depends on like the item of clothing. But shirts like this, a lot of times the wear, as long as it's not like a bunch of like grease stains on it, which sometimes stuff has that's not as easy to sell. But when they're just like worn and faded like this, people like it because they don't want to walk around with a crispy new shirt. So, all right, next one for you.
So I showed this in the haul video a couple weeks ago, and I had it listed for less than a week, and I got a bunch of lowball offers, and I actually ended up taking an offer and selling it for 160 because that's what the used prices were going for, somewhere between 140 and $180. And so 160 was right in the middle. I was quite happy to get that. I paid $7 for it and flipped it in about a week.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I've been like kind of joking about how horrible it was having to ship things for Vicky. And really, for the most part, it was totally fine. I don't think I needed help finding anything the first couple of days. I was able to do it. It was not a big deal. Even Monday, you know, it took me a while to get everything together and ship it all out just because I don't have flow with shipping your stuff. Whereas for my stuff, it's like I have like a system. But this day, the day that this shipped out, I think you had 4 items and 3 of them I needed help finding. I was having issues with finding. And this one in particular.
Very frustrated.
Well, it was. And it, you know, it wasn't Vicky's fault. It was just like, it was really super hot and I was out in the garage and like, seriously, like the sweat was dripping down my back. And I looked for like probably a good half an hour. I swear to God, like I was looking everywhere, like, cause you know, there's a lot of stuff out there and it's not mine. So I don't necessarily know where everything is. And I'm looking and looking and looking. And so I text her and she's like, well, it's in the middle on the bottom shelf to the left. And so I go and look and I'm like, I'm just not seeing it. And I was getting to that point, you know, where you're like so frustrated, you're ready to like throw something. And I'm like, I cannot find it. And she's like, no, I know it's there. It's on the bottom shelf. I just listed it. Well, the second she said, I just listed it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go check her office just in case it like didn't get put away. And I went to go look, and right outside her office is like this area where she puts everything once it's been listed. And seriously, it was ridiculous because every single day I've been coming down the stairs and basically that little space is like right in front of you, basically right in front of you when you come down the stairs. And it was sitting right there. It just had never registered because I had no reason to even notice what it was. But I came out, and the second I came out, it was sitting right there. So.
And it's my fault because I actually had assumed I'd put it away, but there were a few things I didn't get to put away because I was listing right up until I left. I may have even listed that the morning that I left. And Dana's right, House of Rocks. I do know exactly where every single item is in my inventory. So had it been put away, it would have been on that shelf that I was telling you to look on because that's where it would have gone. So yeah.
Well, and I think part of why I was so frustrated is because I knew that like your sales hadn't been like super great while you were gone. And this was the highest valued item you had sold. And I'm like, I can't find it. This is terrible.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. And so I was really worried about that and whatever. So
someone asked, where did I get this for $7? I got it at Savers.
Nice.
Yeah, it was at Savers on the shelf where they have all the, I always take a look at those small appliances and like curling irons and hot rollers and all that kind of stuff. I don't buy every single one. Don't get me wrong. Some people think all hot rollers are worth money, and they're not, depending on how heavy they are. They're not all worth a lot of money. But this type of thing for $7, I did not look it up. I knew that it had a value though, because all these weird straightener things do this. I think this was one of those as seen on TV things, but this is older. It actually came with a VHS. Ooh. So that tells you that it's a little bit older. But I did take it home and plugged it in and charged it and tested it and all that good stuff. So it does work. But yeah, I knew it was worth more than $7. I did not know it was worth a couple hundred. Yeah. So
Shemsaw08 says, is your garage air conditioned where you store your inventory? No, it's not. But here's the thing. It's cooler in there than it is outside, because outside it's like you're in direct sun and it's super hot.
And it's vented. Yeah,
so when you very first walk in there, it's definitely warmer than inside the house, but it's not like crazy hot. But the second you start moving around and like picking stuff up, and you start to sweat, and by the time you're done, you're just like soaked. So it's fine. Like, it's totally safe for the inventory. It doesn't get like that crazy hot. It's not as hot as it is outside for sure. Gretchen wants to know if I feel like maybe I'll do more hard goods now after doing this for Vicky. No, not at all. Because here's the thing, Gretchen. When I started, when I very first started selling on eBay, I was only doing hard goods. I wasn't doing clothes at all. The only clothing items I was doing was shoes. Otherwise, I was doing hard goods. Like, I sold swamp cooler motors. I sold everything. I had no interest in doing clothing. And then I started doing clothing, and I liked that a lot more. And then I kind of organically switched over to all clothing and all men's clothing. And so now it's like I just kind of have it as my niche of what I do. And I really prefer that a lot more. I don't like doing hard goods, and I find I have more than enough men's clothing to source and list. So there's no reason for me to venture into hard goods. So no, thank you. No, thank you.
See, I tend to do better with hard goods than I do with clothing. I'm probably 75% clothing, 25% hard goods, but the ROI is much better.
And I totally get that. I totally get that. But it's just I don't like it, so
I get it.
It's not going to work for me.
I will do it.
All right, my last thing here. I mean, I still have to source it because if I find something, I just give it to you.
It's true.
Just like I do with pants. All right, so my last thing, I just sold today, and I was super excited about it because I had a $53 sale. So this is a WHL All-Stars hockey jersey. It's like a practice goalie one. It's got the fight. It's not just like one for fans to wear. It's got like the fight strap on it. And I actually got this at, what is the name of that little kind of, it's almost like a little boutique place in Spy where we take FedEx stuff. And you don't go there because it's a little more expensive. Castaways. It's this place called Castaways. I have only
They always have the sign that says brand new thrift store, come inside. I've lived here for 5 years, and it says brand new thrift store, please come inside.
And when I went, I only bought 2 items. I bought a little vintage women's ski jacket, which I still have, and I bought this. This is like a few months ago. And I remember that. Yep. And so this just sold for $153. So I am pretty stoked about it. Yep. It's very cool.
Yeah, I actually haven't been in there in a couple of years. I've found a couple of things here and there. It's small. It's a little boutique-y type of thing. And when I go out sourcing, I want a little bit more.
Yeah, there isn't like a huge
to look for. It's just
there isn't like a lot in there. It's set up as a very boutique-y kind of place. So, all right. So that's everything for our solds. Let me go ahead and stop our screen share. I feel like somebody. Okay. Let's see. Regs 1602. Do either of you normally look? Sorry. You talking about your friend back there? Do either of you normally look up things before leaving the store or when you get home? You want to go ahead and answer that first?
Sometimes. That's the easy answer. Sometimes. Most clothing I'm not going to look up unless it seems to be something that's a brand that feels like it's high end or has a high-end look to it, and I may not be familiar with the name. So every once in a while, if I'm looking at something and maybe it's like a $20 item instead of like a $4 item, I will look it up. So I'm not going to invest $20 in something that's not going to sell for like 80. So, you know, occasionally I'll do that with clothing, occasionally with hard goods. I probably look up anywhere from 3 to 5 items while I'm spending an hour or two within a thrift store. But most stuff I just know by instinct, or I know the brand, or, and, you know, I've said before, I mean, I don't know, by no means do I know about everything, but I know a little bit about a lot of different topics and brands and categories. So yeah.
And for me, because I only sell men's clothing and I've been doing it for a while now, I have a really good idea of like what stuff is worth and what I can sell it for. So for the most part, I don't have to look anything up. There are a few things that I will look up occasionally if there's something, if it's a brand I don't recognize, and especially if it's priced a little high.
Right.
I want to make sure that it is something that's worth paying the money for. I would say a lot of times like jerseys I'll look up because some jerseys barely go for anything, even when they're really nice, like the ones that you got recently.
The ones I grabbed, yep.
And other ones, they might go for $150. And I don't really know jerseys very well. I'm not a sportsy. I like playing sports. I'm not a big sports watcher, so I don't know players very well to know who's worth what. So I'll look those up, but for the most part, I don't really need to. And that's kind of the nice part about like getting better at this and knowing what you're buying and selling better, because you do get to where you have a certain level of expertise where you just know, I can grab this, totally gonna pay $8 for this or 10 for that. So it really works out. Somebody had, Cindy said that she went to Salvation Army in Hillsboro. It's in Oregon. I've never been to that one, but I will say, I love the Salvation Army in Oregon. I know I complain about the ones here, which I still go to because I do find some cool stuff here. It's just they're a little run down, not as well run.
The Rhode Island Salvation Armies now. We nailed that first one. That was really good.
But. Yeah, but those ones are real rough. They're almost more, they're rougher the ones here than the ones that are here. But in Oregon, they're really well run, pretty well organized, and they have relationships with like Adidas and like the Portland Trailblazers. So they are constantly getting in like crazy awesome, like new, like tons, they'll have tons of shoes sometimes, tons of like Adidas wear. I got like a whole bunch of like pants and polo shirts, and I bought so many pairs of shoes from them. They're willing to negotiate with you. So if you're in Oregon and you ever go to the Salvation Armies there and you see that they have shoes, a lot of times if you're like, I will buy 10 pairs, can we do something about this price? The prices, I have gone to ones in Portland, the one in Salem, and I've gotten them to come down in price like quite a bit when I've been willing to spend a bunch of money. So
nice.
It is really good.
Yeah, they will not negotiate anything here.
No, I've never even tried. I mean, I've never really found anything that's
nowhere
great.
But yeah, I'm with you, Johnny. Vicky 2.0 is creeping me out a little too. So this is going to be probably her last appearance on the show for a couple of reasons. She's my mannequin, so she's got to go back to my photography area.
I feel like she's been silenced.
Yeah, she's my mannequin, so she's got to go back down to the photography area.
That's true.
You know,
I guess.
Sorry to tell you. But she may stay up here for the remainder of the week. We'll see.
Yeah.
Since I'm probably not going to be taking any photos because I don't have a lot to take photos of.
Yeah. I wish she had
the one good thing about being gone this week and having somebody list for me was I didn't do any sourcing because I couldn't possibly go sourcing, even though I really wanted to hit a couple of the value villages in the area. But I flew Allegiant, and to take home another suitcase was ridiculous.
Right.
And I had no time, and got some stuff listed while I was gone. So I really have about 30 items to list. What are you doing?
Well, I just feel like it's pretty cruel of us to not even give her a mouth. So
you're going to do this right now?
Yeah, I think it's really important that you guys, who wants to see Victoria 2.0 with a mouth, guys? I mean, I think this is very important.
How's it going? Oh, ow. That's loud.
Sorry.
Be careful the tape doesn't take off the part of the paint on my mannequin, dear. Or you're going to be painting her. You freak.
Give her a donut, too. I don't have any donuts, so...
I would like a donut. Actually, I have had so much sugar this week, it's ridiculous. We live on caffeine and sugar because we pump the kids full of sugar and candy all week. So
sounds good to me. You know, I used to go to sleepaway camp in Oregon, Camp Tabmore, and I think when you got to camp, you would bring like money to put on they had like a little not a convenience store, but a concession stand, and you would bring like $10. You know, $10 would be enough for the whole week, and you'd like put it in there, and they'd have it on your books or whatever. And then I remember my thing was I always liked to get Reese's Pieces, so that was like my camp candy.
We bring pallets of snacks. So the thing about the camp is that the camp is free, so all the kids that go, they don't pay to go. We fly them in from all parts of the country, not all parts, but kind of in that area. They come in from Alaska and Montana and Oregon and the Washington area. So yeah, there's like, they're fed, you know, obviously 3 meals a day and all the snacks you could possibly want or need at any given time. Yeah. So
did you guys have like a lot of pasta?
No,
like spaghetti.
No, actually, we didn't have pasta at all.
Like I feel like spaghetti. Spaghetti was always like a staple, and the noodles were always overcooked because they were cooking them for like.
Right. So I will tell you, it is camp food, which is pretty disgusting for the most part. There was a lot of, but we have like firefighters come in that are local, and they cooked for us a few days, and then that food was good because firefighters know how to cook. And you know, we had like one night with like sloppy joes that were revolting.
Sloppy Joe.
Yeah, the most revolting things ever. On a good day. So yeah, I mean, there is some questionable camp food going on, but that would be when I would like.
I sent you some really disgusting Good and Plenty candy.
I ate that,
which I hate. I do not like licorice. Like I don't like black licorice, so I think Good and Plenty candy is gross. But she likes it, so I sent her some. Yeah. They say that Victoria 2.0 looks like a sock monkey now. I think I need to like move her mouth up a little bit.
Make sure you're not taking the tape off. I'm telling you,
why you gotta be?
The paint comes off.
Why you gotta be so like negative about everything?
Because then I'm gonna have to fix and paint the mannequin. She's ridiculous. Nobody wants to be watching this.
Whatever.
We're losing followers.
This is riveting. Riveting. Actually, I think we did lose 5 people.
See,
there's that better.
You creep them out with the freaking mouth.
Now you've got like a Jay Leno chin. Victoria 2.0 has a Jay Leno chin.
Oh goodness, what is your average amount of listings that you do a week, Vicki? I picked up over 100 items at a haul, and it just depressed me looking at it all. Oh, Gretchen, don't get depressed. Anyway, I probably try to do around 75 a week or so. I think that's about right. So maybe more, 75 to 100 a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'd say like on a normal good week, a normal good day, very minimum is 10.
Yeah.
But that's because you got other stuff going on. Like maybe it's Monday and we have like a bunch of stuff to ship out from that week. And that's for each of us. I mean, we have separate stores. We're completely separate. So, but ideally, like if I can get 20 listings out in a day, I love that. But somewhere between, usually it's going to be somewhere between 10 and 20. And we are listing, I mean, for sure 6 days a week, a lot of times 7 days a week, because we are like that. So
we're a little bit tapped. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we should start.
Allison says, I'm totally a black cloud. I hated on her orca whales. Well, okay. Here's the thing, guys. I watched Jaws the other day because I really wanted to watch on 4th of July, but like all the streaming channels, like Netflix and Amazon stuff, they change it over, or like Amazon changes it to paid on the 4th of July. And I was like, I'm not paying $5 just to watch a movie. And so it came back as like free with Prime. And so I watched it. And then Allison sent me a picture of an orca whale. And I was just like, hey, I just watched Jaws and I need you to be careful and not get in that water. And she's like, yeah, but it's an orca whale. And I'm like, yeah, but they eat people too. So just watch out. That's true. They sometimes, usually though, the ones in captivity are the ones that like do the eating of people. Sure. Because they're like, how dare you? I want to be with my friends.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right.
All right. Whatever. Okay. So the company with the tiny horseshoe logo.
Lululemon. Somebody answered.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. We're going to do our haul.
Sure.
So we did go to
my haul's a little questionable. I'm sorry. It's weak.
She's been gone. She's been gone for 10 days. We did go to the Warm Springs Savers today. Here's the thing, guys. Savers, they're constantly putting stuff out. So if you are in Vegas, don't be too discouraged. There will be stuff to buy, but there wasn't a ton when we were there. So you got like maybe 5 things. So
yeah, I've got about 5 things to talk about.
But cut her some slack, guys. Jeez. She hasn't been able to do much.
I had an hour to source, and that was pretty much it. And to be fair, we do already have some eBayers in the house, meaning in our city this week. So you guys get your thrifting on. If you're going to do it in the first couple of days of this week, because it's going to be.
It is, but here's the thing. If any of you are in Vegas or going to be in Vegas, at the very least, go to the Savers if you are going to go thrifting, because like I said, they put out thousands of new stuff every single day. They say they put out like 1,000, like something like 8,000 per day. I'm like, I don't know how that's possible, but they do really churn the stuff out. So don't worry, you can still find some cool stuff.
Yeah, you're always gonna find something. I didn't know. My attention span is just I can't even talk. That's how tired I am. So I didn't really have the attention span to go through every single solitary rack. So I just I did a little skimming and grabbed some low hanging fruit, I suppose.
Hey, it's Jerry. Did you know that?
Hey, Jerry.
I don't know if you know this, but Jerry is the reason why we have Victoria 2.0.
Really?
Yeah. It was his good idea.
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Jerry. See if I invite you inside next time. You can stand outside in the heat.
Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't bother going to Goodwill or anything like that this week in Vegas, just because they don't put out as much stuff as quickly. So there's a good chance it's going to be gone. It's gonna be like,
maybe we should go to Goodwill because everybody else will be going to Savers.
Nah.
Kidding. We're not going to have time. We're not going to have time to source.
All right, let's do some hauling.
All right.
Oh, Jerry loves us.
We love you too. All right, let's see. What you got?
Oh, am I going first? I guess I can go first.
You always let me go first.
Huh?
You always let me go first. You go.
Okay. So I only got like a handful of things today, and most of it's not worth showing. Like they have some t-shirts that are vintage, but they're not that exciting. But one of the better things that I found, we've talked about this on the show today. Does anybody recognize this? If you can tell me what brand this is, I'm going to give you guys a second. Tell me what brand this is, and you'll win a prize.
Ooh.
I will send you a prize. Anybody? This is, I believe this is a cycling jersey because it is lower on the bottom than it is, or on the back than it is in the front.
Mm-hmm. It's got a 1/3 zip in the front.
Yeah, but I'm going to show you something else.
Boom.
Oh, Amanda. Is Amanda the first one? Armando.
Sorry.
Armando Cortez. It is Kappa. Check it out. Armando, please find me on Instagram or on Facebook, or you can email me. Look at the description down below. Send me your address, and I will send you some stuff. Yeah, Kappa. Anyway, so this, you can see how the front goes way up and the back is much, much longer. This is a cycling jersey. It doesn't have the pockets in the back, but it could be like, maybe it's more for like mountain biking. I don't know, but generally that's what it is. It was $14.49. I had 20% off of that. It's a really nice size. It's 2XL. I haven't done any research on this.
I haven't seen a lot of 2XL cyclers out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done any research on this particular style. But I would hope I'd be able to sell it for at least 30-40 bucks, but it could be a lot more. I don't know. I have to do the research on it.
I think more
too, but I just don't want to say like, I'm going to sell this for $60 because I don't know that this is like going to go as well as like a track jacket. All right, so toss that over there. Ooh, there was something I wanted to pull out because you were talking about that ringer tee that you
Lisa, yes, they do still make Kappa. It's actually kind of got a bit of a resurgence. So
yeah, that one's not vintage, I don't think. So speaking of the ringer tee that she just sold, this one's definitely not going to go for as much. I believe it is 90s, but this is a ringer tee.
That's cool looking.
McGillen's Old Ale House in, is that like a different Phila?
I think it's supposed to be Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I was going to say, do they call Philadelphia Phila?
I don't know.
I'm going to check it out. Anyway,
it's abbreviation, nice,
but it is used, but it's in really nice condition. Nice white.
Yeah, it's cool. No,
it's not single stitch. Not single stitch.
But it's a cool shirt.
Yeah, but I was pretty stoked when I found this. Maybe I'll be able to sell it for like 25 bucks. So it's not going to be like anything crazy. You want to go ahead?
Sure. All right, so I did pick up this kind of cool sweatshirt that it's called, the brand is called Super Dry.
I've sold a jacket like that for quite a bit.
Yeah, it's new with tags. It's a pretty high-end brand.
That's men's, isn't it?
This is, well, it's a large. I don't think this one's men's. This is pretty small for a large.
It might be men's.
I don't know. It's a crew neck. It's kind of like a sweater or sweatshirt material. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think it's men's. It may be. I'm not sure.
Let me ask you a question though. Was this made to be sold here in the U.S. or is it from? No, it's made in China. Because I sold a jacket for quite a bit, and I remember it was much smaller. But yeah, this brand does well, actually.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Somebody asked, do I look stuff up? This one I did look up actually, because it felt like quality to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it had the tag, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna look it up, and it was $11, and then I had 20% off of that. So it looks like I'm gonna sell this probably for around 50 or 60, maybe more. I just did a real quick perusal.
I still say it's men's. I think it is supposed to be like a smaller fit, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Big Drift. Allison says it's super popular in England.
Okay, well, good to know.
There you go. You want to do another one?
Yeah, sure. So I don't generally pick up this brand, but there are a couple of styles that seem to sell for quite a bit still. So there are 7 for All Mankind jeans. There are 2 different types of jeans that look very similar. One is called 7, just 7, and then there's 7 for All Mankind. About 6 or 7 years ago or so, they were super popular and selling for 50, 60, 70 bucks or so. But this particular cut is the Austin cut, and these sell for around 50 or so. And so I paid, they were $11.99, and I had 20% off. So I did pay up a little bit more for these. So
yeah, and the jacket I had for that Super Dry one was like a really awesome. It like was all embroidered, like embroidered spell out. It was like a black, like almost like a ski jacket, and it had like the Super Dry and like the Japanese characters all over on it. Mm-hmm. It was really awesome looking. So,
oh, see, Dana sold a Super Dry jacket for $100 to Australia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's the same thing. You can tell they're super high quality. So.
Yeah.
All right, you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I got this. It's funny because I already sold this. It's gonna ship out. This Cirque du Soleil. How you say it? Cirque. I don't know.
Were you like creating an extra syllable?
Lacoste.
I say stop.
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil. Oh my Lord.
Anyway, this is a sweatshirt. I thought it was nice. I like the big graphic on it. I actually have a leather jacket that's very similar to this, but it's like the one I have is like a cast jacket, so I have it priced pretty high. I got this, but when I did look it up, they weren't selling for a super high amount, so I did take an offer for $30. So I'm like, $30, in and out, good to go. So I already sold this, guys. Toss that aside. All right, here we go. Here we go. This
is a good one.
Is remember what I've been saying about the West Coast art stuff.
Ooh.
This is a sweatshirt. This is actually I paid kind of a crazy, they had it priced at like $18.99 or something like that, and I did end up buying it because I think I'll be able to sell it for $60 to $80. This is all embroidered, this West Coast art. Remember, I just sold that t-shirt, I think for, what was it, 40. This artist, I have sold stuff of his before, Richard Hunt. I actually sold a couple of vests that were embroidered, and I sold those for like $80 or something like that.
Oh, so maybe you'll get more.
So this is in really nice condition, made in Canada.
It's a really well-made, super thick sweatshirt.
Yeah,
too.
It
really feels
nice,
like those old Champion sweatshirts.
Yep, it's really, really nice, and you can see the embroidery. It's really beautiful. So this West Coast art, or otherwise known as Northwest Coast art, is like a First Nations, indigenous art style, super popular.
That was why I wanted to be able to go sourcing in Washington. Actually, I knew I'd be able to find a bunch of
stuff like this
because they sell it everywhere in the airports and stuff. I wasn't going to buy it new, but I was hoping I'd be able to find some stuff. But yeah.
Anyway, so probably the most I've ever paid for a sweatshirt, but I think it will pay off. I'll keep you guys posted. All right, do you want to go?
Sure. Okay, so Katie actually found these for me because they're pants. So it is a new old stock, vintage Reebok, athletic swishy pants. And they are Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
Spelled out down the side. They're kind of cool.
Is that embroidered too?
Yep.
Yeah, so they're nice quality.
Yeah, they're good quality embroidered.
And they're actually lined.
Actual NFL Reebok 90s-ish. Maybe I was looking to see if they had a date on here. Probably not.
I think it's actually probably like 2001.
Oh, maybe it's
2000, right here, 2000.
Okay, so not really vintage.
2 years away from being
close to vintage. But anyway, some new old stock.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's so they're kind of cool. Black, they're a good size. Extra large, I think. Large, fully lined, cotton lined, swishy pants, athletic pants. So I like those.
Yep.
Those were I paid $10.99 and had the 20% off of that.
Nancy Barton goodness. The mannequin's name is Victoria 2.0 because Vicky was out of town, so I had to make my own. Jules says, so thankful for your Facebook group. Couldn't figure out how to change my handling time. I don't have the bulk edit change handling time. I had to do it through business policies. Yeah, that's it's actually like how you're supposed to do it.
That's the best way to do it.
And that's the thing that I actually love about business policies. Like when I first saw that, like my like the business policies had like self-created and I had to go in and like figure it out. It was like a huge mess. I have a video from maybe like a month ago where I talk about all the business policies and I show how to set them up. They're definitely a huge mess at first and you have to like go through and like figure them out and reorganize them. But once you have your business policies all dialed in and you have your set shipping policies, it is so much easier now to change your handling time because you just have to go into your shipping policies and change the handling time there, and it automatically affects all the listings that are within that shipping policy. Whereas it used to be you had to bulk edit all of your listings. So let's say you had 2,000 listings, you can only bulk edit 500 at a time.
I think it was 200 at a time back then.
Oh yeah, 200 at a time back then. So it would take a lot of time. So I'm telling you, business policies are the way to go once you get over the learning curve of figuring out what the heck is going on.
Yeah, because I only have about 4 or 5 business policies. I know you only have a couple because of the type of stuff that you sell. I actually may have 6 because of my hard goods. I have some that are different and I sell media mail and she doesn't sell anything that goes media. So, some of them are different, but it's way faster to change that way. And thankfully I didn't have to change anything while I was gone this time because I had my lovely shipper helping me. Yeah, that's a lovely look right there. Yeah, she's cute.
I'm real cute.
Oh, God. All right. Are you going to do more?
Sure, I'll do more. I don't have that much great stuff either because I was like going crazy listing this week, and I actually had this. I have like all these bins that I keep all of my inventory in, other than my jackets, like all of my listed inventory. But I had like a couple that were still needing to be listed, and so I had this one bin that like I hadn't touched in forever and it needed to be done, but I've been putting it off. It was like my little tiny death bin, and it's if you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of like it was like this what was it, like a fire suit for race car racing or whatever.
Yeah, it was a flame retardant racing.
Yeah, fire suit. So
coverall.
Yeah, coverall thing. So I had like 2 sets of coveralls in there, and so I forced myself to finally photograph all of that stuff. So I think I don't have any. I might have one other bin from Oregon that maybe has a couple of things in it, but otherwise I'm pretty much out. So I only went sourcing a little bit. But sorry for the long explanation. But I got this cool tank top. CDVA Columbia double. So this is like some sort of tennis thing made in the US. I'm not gonna like make a ton of money, but again, I like this stuff. I should be able to sell it for about 25 bucks. Yeah, I like this kind of stuff. Is this single stitch? Yeah, single stitch. All right, so speaking of finding things just as they come out on the rack at Savers. So last week, if you watched the show last week when I had Dorothy on with me, I showed you guys that Pendleton board shirt, that vintage Pendleton board shirt that I found that had literally just come out.
I didn't see the show, but she did send me a picture of it that she.
I did. And I went and the rack came out and I went yoink and I grabbed that right away. They only had a price like $9.99, which let me tell you, ridiculous. In Oregon, you find a lot more Pendleton at thrift stores, but they know what they have and they price them high. And so, and sometimes they're, depending on what they are, sometimes they're priced too high, but I will buy a board shirt in good condition for at least $20, if not $30, depending on what it looks like. But anyway, so I went the other day and I had gone through the whole store, all the sections that I usually hit, and I went to the t-shirts, and I didn't find anything that was that exciting. Like I found a couple things where I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I was just about ready to leave, and they brought a new rack out, and I'm like, I'm gonna go look really quick, and it's usually a bunch of crap. But I saw this t-shirt, I grabbed it, and I'm so excited because look at this. Ham It Up. Cons, I'm assuming it's pronounced Cons.
Yeah.
Ham It Up. It's from 1981. It says with the pig of your choice, which I don't really know what that means. But as you can see, it says,
I'm sure it's a play on words.
1981. Well, I don't know anything about Cons, but I think they are actually still around.
It's a beef product.
It's like
a beef company.
Well, it's not beef. It's a
company.
It's a meat processing plant. And so
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I think to me, this is like a quintessential vintage t-shirt.
Cheesy t-shirt
that like the hipsters are gonna love. I love it. I think it's adorable.
That's a $50 t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I was so excited when I saw this because I'm like, yay! So I love it.
And it was probably priced cheaply too, right?
Oh,
like $2.
No, $1.49.
Nice.
So
nice.
All right, you got something?
Sure. So speaking of pulling things off the rack, they were just putting this out. This was on the rack today, and everybody knows that the whole 80s hip hop look is back. So this is the female version of the 80s hip hop. This is like a little romper.
Ooh.
This was probably something someone would have worn in the late 80s, early 90s. The brand is Energy. I know that it was a cheap brand, but I know that I used to wear stuff like this in the 90s. Little baggy, single.
Cute. But most importantly,
pockets. Love pockets. Super cute. And I totally would have worn this in the early 90s.
That's really cute.
And it was 20% off of $4.50. I'm probably going to list it for about $50. And others that I've sold that are similar to this, that's what I sell them for.
Nice. Allison says that she finds vintage men's Pendleton wool shirts regularly because she's in Alaska. But board shirts still make her do the happy dance. Yeah, I would find
Pendleton. I have yet to find one in the wild.
I would find Pendleton stuff all the time in Oregon. A lot. Sometimes, it'd have moth holes in it, which still can sell sometimes.
Pockets.
I think Robin had a Pendleton shirt that had like a small moth hole, and I think she had listed for $90 and somebody offered her $70, and I'm like, take $70 because I had a little hole in it, but they still sell for a lot. But yeah, I never thought I would find one here in Vegas.
Yeah, I never have. Yeah, see, that's why I just saying that. I did the same thing.
Anyway.
All right, let's see. I just got a couple more things.
She's just got a couple more things that she's gonna show you right now.
Oh, Jesus, please stop.
I'm never gonna stop. Not gonna do it. You can't make me. Wow.
All right.
See, I'm abused.
I got this knit vest made by Orvis. Anything Orvis tends to sell really well. Yeah, I think this is women's Orvis. I just can't picture a man wearing this. Orvis does make clothing for men and women. It's a medium. It's kind of a big, bulky vest with these sweater vest
thing.
Yeah,
it's one that goes over.
Yeah, with these buttons that look like kind of like buffalo nickels. They're not, obviously, but that's kind of what they look like. So
Buffalo!
It was $4.50. I'll probably sell it for about $40, $45.
Yeah. See how it looks on me. What do you think?
No. It's awful.
What do you think, guys?
It's awful. Stop it.
Cool.
Right, now you're going to wear that for the rest of the show?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and let's see. Pretty much my last thing that I purchased, or that I will show that I purchased, I got some real inexpensive stuff too, but is this really super cute, like square dancing, full circle skirt
awesome.
type of thing. And it's got these little, I don't know, rodeo, square dancing, I don't know, roping, little pin-up-y looking girls on it. But it's a vintage skirt. It's kind of cool. I like it. I think it'll appeal to the pinup crowd. And it's made in the USA. It's a medium. It's by a brand called Anne Eve, kind of like Toys R Us, Anne Eve. Not the brand name is not really anything spectacular. But I paid $3.
In this case, it's really about the pattern.
It's the pattern, and it's this cute little, full circle skirt thing. So I'll probably list it for about $50.
Yep. So Rags1602 wants to know, does eBay ding your account when you end a listing? No, you can, if you have an active listing, you can end it at any time. The only time it's an issue is like if you have an auction and there's people that are bidding, I don't know exactly how that works, but I know that you're not supposed to end any auctions that have active bidders. But if you have a listing up, you can end it at any time. It doesn't hurt you at all. You are going to have to use another one of your listings to relist it to do a sell similar. So you got to think about that. But there's no penalty for ending a listing. You can end any listings at any time. So
that romper looks like something Nina Cherry would wear while singing Buffalo Stance. Dude, Allison, you're like my spirit animal sometimes. Yes, that's exactly what I was picturing.
Somebody had asked something that I was gonna, hold on a second. Somebody asked, Kipling, is that what it is?
Yep, Kipling.
I don't know what the G.
Kipling is a brand of bags, handbags, purses, luggage, backpacks, that type of thing. It was a little bit more popular like a year to 2 years ago. I do still sell it when I find it. They're these little like nylon canvas bags, and they've got these little keychains attached to them that have these weird monkeys. I don't really know what the fascination is with them, but they do sell for a decent price. So if you find them, it is a Bolo brand.
Mm-hmm.
Some styles, and the bigger the bag, the more money you're going to get for it. Some styles sell better than others. It's expensive. It's a fairly expensive brand. So I don't really know why. They're cute. They're well made. They're very durable. But I'm not exactly sure why they sell for as much as they do. I don't really know why anything sells for what it sells for. I just know that it does sometimes. So it's just one of those Bolo brands. Kipling with a G at the end. Yeah, sells well.
I'm going to go ahead and give you a high five from Allison.
All right.
That was from Allison. She's high-fiving you.
Thanks, Allison.
All right. So I guess I'll show something. So this is another vintage t-shirt that I found the other day. I think I found this the same place I found the pig one, which I love.
Ooh,
I actually like this
Stars.
one. No, it's not Screen Stars. This is
Best. Sorry.
But it's 90s. This is really interesting. I like the graphic. So this is the Zion nuclear plant.
Interesting.
Unit 2. So now this is, I don't know if anyone out there knows anything about like nuclear, like energy plants or whatever, but like it was like, I know that like the different plants, they have like scheduled outages, because this one says winter refueling outage. So they have like regular scheduled outages, but like, why would they make a t-shirt for that? Like, that seems really odd to me that they like have like a t-shirt
feels new.
Yeah, it's in great condition. Like I don't think it was ever worn or washed or anything. Are you doing like
crunchy? Yes. I'm scratching.
What you want? Anyway, yeah. So I just think that's pretty interesting. But I like it. I think it's a really cool graphic. It's like this muscly arm with, yeah. I don't know. Whatever. I think I paid a few bucks for it. I think it's a cool T-shirt.
Karen says, "Don't live next to them. Have you seen The Hills Have Eyes?" Too late. We live in Henderson, Nevada, where a nuclear explosion happened about 25 years ago, or something like that. So yeah, a little too late. They built neighborhoods, specifically our neighborhood, over a nuclear site. So too late. Good thing we're not procreating.
Know what size? This says a 2XL, so it's pretty big. But yeah, I already have that listed actually. All right. So maybe Victoria Smith says 77-day outage. It's a long time. So maybe it was like a big deal that it was out, that they had an outage for so long. I don't know.
Do a little bit of research on that one, maybe.
Well, I mean, I did look it up, but what I found is I found like a whole schedule of outages. They have them constantly. So I just couldn't figure out like why they would make like a T-shirt for it. Like it just seems kind of weird that there would be like a T-shirt. Like, hey guys, let's all get our T-shirts together so that we can just be on the same team and wear our outage T-shirts. Like, it's a little weird.
Yeah, a lot of the neighborhoods in Henderson, Nevada, were built on a place where there was like an explosion, and we used to, So to look up a little history on that. It was before my time here. We're not procreating. It's okay. We're not. Our water doesn't come from here.
Yeah. You know,
they deemed it safe, sorta.
So Victoria Smith says that's a lot of people off work for 2.5 months. So you know what they did? They made them T-shirts. They were like, here's your free T-shirt. Sorry about that. Not being out of work for 2.5 months.
Sorry about the no work.
But here's a new T-shirt for you. So, yeah. All right. Do you have anything else?
I got nothing. I got like one. I have one thing. Sorry. So I did grab these just because they were inexpensive. They're not super big sellers, but it looks like they're selling for around $40 or so. I paid a few dollars, $2, $3 a piece. It's just vintage 1970s Holly Hobby. It's a platter. It's not a decorative plate. I would never have bought a decorative plate, but this has a little bit more value as the platter. And then I kept the other part downstairs, but it was like also a sugar and creamer that goes with it. So
very cute.
I paid a couple bucks a piece. This little gold, rimmed. It's from the 70s. It was cute. Only a couple bucks.
Whatever. I got a couple of things I can show. Well, first of all, guys, I did something I said I would never do again. Never. Bought pants.
Yeah.
Again, if you follow me on the Instagram, you know about these pants. I bought these.
Should have given them to me.
I bought these because I saw them. There were actually 2 pairs of Ferrari pants. The other ones were super, super small, and they weren't in as good of condition, and I didn't think they would sell for as much. So I grabbed these, and I had planned to probably give them to Victoria, but you know what? I was feeling adventurous, and I did decide to take pictures of these, and I already have them listed. I already have at least one watcher, but these are super cool. Like this Puma Ferrari. It's Ferrari.
I feel like they smell like Dracar Noir.
Yeah.
I can already see like some cheesy guy with slicked back hair and a gold chain.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Dracar wearing them.
Scuderia Ferrari. Mm-hmm. So Scuderia Ferrari, that's like their it's their racing. Mm-hmm. It's their racing department or whatever. So this is like racing merchandise or whatever, But I should be able to sell these for at least like $40, $50. So
that's why she didn't give them to me. I see.
I've given you stuff that goes for a lot of money. How dare you? How dare you?
I had some Holly Hobby stuff too, Trina. Actually, I still have my Holly Hobby doll that I had when I was a little girl to put away in storage. Yeah. I'm a 70s baby, so.
She has these creepy dolls that she has on a chair, like on my side of the bed. So I put my clothes over the top of them so they can't stare at me in the middle of the night. Because I mean, like, talk about creepy.
Mm-hmm. And Rag said, "Will I do the sugar and creamer together or separate?" I'll do them together, and then I'll do the platter separate.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's all I got. I got nothing.
Do I have anything else worth showing? I mean, I got this. It's just like this. It's like a blanket poncho thing. Miami Dolphins. It's not going to go for a lot. I might.
Maybe it came from the same fan that my
Yeah, maybe.
My
I might be able to sell it for $30, but there's other ones listed, but they're not this team. And so the other ones that are listed don't go for a lot. But if somebody wants this particular team, it's the only one listed. So
the huge Miami fans are probably not wearing blankets to watch football games in Miami. Maybe that's why.
Why are you so full of sass?
I'm just saying. Maybe if they go to an away game.
Yeah, the hardcore fans,
fair enough,
are going to go to an away game, and they're going to be cold because they're acclimated to heat. Okay?
All right.
Okay?
All right. Good to know.
Had enough. All right. One more thing, guys.
You lied. You said one more thing a minute ago.
Whatever. This is a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren Harrington jacket.
Oh, that's nice.
It's in nice condition. I think I paid like $10 for it. I should be able to sell it for like 40 or so. But yeah, always pick these up if they're in good condition. These usually sell pretty well.
Yep, Jerry, I'm total downer.
Yeah, it's true. Debbie Dang. You can go back to camp.
Oh, come on, we've got
get out of here. Get back to camp. Go back to Washington.
Come on, we have 98 watching now. Come on. Where are the 2 people? Let's break 100 on a Sunday afternoon. Come on,
maybe if I abuse you on camera, it'll be if I like yell at you.
I'm sure there'd be a few people that want to watch that.
She is sassy. She's so sassy.
I am sassy.
You're so sassy. And you keep sinking lower. So
I know my chair. I'm a midget at this point.
I don't know what's happening here.
My chair keeps sinking down.
Yeah, whatever. All right, guys. I just got an offer on a t-shirt. Let's see what I got. Let's see what I got. It's like a California, $15. Whatever. Why are you doing this to me?
Why are you gonna be?
I think I'm gonna write them back, like at least 2 paragraphs. I'm gonna tell them about
why it's worth more.
I'm gonna tell them about how I'm gonna explain to them how long it took me to source it, and take pictures of it and measure it. And I'm gonna say I have dogs at home that are starving.
Do you think that'll help?
Yes, and I'm going to tell them that they are insulting me and my livelihood. And yeah, seriously, don't do that, you guys. Just counter. Just counter. Okay.
Well, I will tell you that I actually probably responded awfully sassily to somebody this morning who goes along with my whole grumpiness. Let's see. I have something listed for $50, a best offer. They offered me $6. It has free shipping, and it will probably cost me $12 to ship it. I said, yeah, sure, I'll take that and pay you to take my item and ship it too.
So sassy. So
jackass.
Sassy. Don't do it, guys. Don't get emotional. Okay? Just settle it down. Come on. Anyway, Karen says, we watched because Katie's wild. Here's the thing. You were gone for 10 days. You went a little nuts. I did a few shows without you. I'm gonna say, guys,
and I will say they were probably well received.
Like, I get that, like, I am like the silly, crazy one of this couple here, but I don't think I'm as fun without you.
Aww.
Like, I think it's like I need to play off of you because then I can be silly and stuff. I'm just not. It's like I'm not in my game when I'm by myself. So I feel like you know. It wasn't. I didn't have the views while you were gone. If you go back and look at the videos without you here, my view counts are not as high. That's true.
I must be half.
I need you here.
Half the duo
because I'm like sillier and I'm funnier and I have way more fun when I have you with me.
Aw,
I'm just saying.
Thanks, honey.
So see, Exclusive Elegance says that we're great together, but by myself, it's like it's just me like rambling, and it's like this has to like this breaks it up a little bit. You know,
you never take.
I need my Dean Martin.
You don't exactly need a lot of encouragement to ramble. I'm just saying.
I take back every word I said. Every word. I need some more things to throw. Ooh, I almost
that made noise.
No, Victoria 2.0 is not a replacement.
She has better hair than I do right now, I have to say.
Well, you're gonna dye your hair again today.
I gotta do my hair tonight. I gotta get pinkified.
She's gonna get it blazing hot pink
because the hard water at camp was real rough to my hair.
Yeah,
I gotta go get a manicure because my nails are rough. So yeah. I'm off to go get myself look acceptable.
I was talking to my mannequin. People say we're crazy. What do they know? Well, it's like the song from Mannequin, right?
Put your hand in my
hand, baby. Don't ever let go. Let the world around us
Such a
just
dork.
fall apart.
Oh,
Baby,
God.
we can make it if we're hot too
I
hot.
thought I missed her.
I was gonna say something. Oh, we're talking about hair.
Look at, we lost 10 people. They're like, oh shit, she's singing.
People,
We're out.
people
We're
are
out.
bailing. I'm throwing stuff. I'm yelling. People are going crazy. Yeah, our wedding song. See?
No.
See?
Stop encouraging her, Victoria.
I even got the single on vinyl, which I showed off last week. Okay, so yeah, I need to go get a haircut because seriously, like I can't go to open. So she says that barbershops are not open on Sundays, so I gotta find some place to go get my hairs done. I need to get like a sick fade going on, maybe like shave into a mohawk like last year's open.
No.
All right, guys, it's way past 3 o'clock. Appreciate having you here. I think we had like 100 people watching, so super awesome. It is a Sunday live haul with LV Pink Panther, and you know, open starts. Pretty much people are already in town. Tomorrow there's gonna be a lot of activities going on.
Yeah, somebody said if you're already there, you can register now.
Yeah, totally.
If you're already at Mandalay Bay.
And so, yeah, tomorrow there's like a lot of activities going on. It doesn't officially start until Tuesday, but we're going to be going nonstop. And Wednesday, I don't think the Boss Up and List live show is going to be able to be at 11 because there are like conflicting things going on. I think that there's a big general session going on at that time. But I promise you guys, I am going to do a Boss Up and List live show on Wednesday. Just bear with me. I will let you know the time later. I may not know until that morning, so it's going to take some figuring out, but there's going to be plenty of content. I might try to do my first.
Where are we going to do it?
I don't know. Somewhere. I'll figure it out.
We're going to be at Mandalay Bay.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, we have friends with rooms.
Yeah, we have friends with rooms. Whatever we have to do. I don't know. I might just go. I know Teresa's going to let me use her laptop, so I'll probably, I mean, I could just go do it in her room. I don't know. Some of you guys that are there already, I might recruit a couple of you to come and do the show with us. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway, it's definitely going to be a show. I might try to do my first, take my first try at like an Instagram live video a few times. I don't know. It's going to be crazy, but I'm going to be filming stuff every day, trying to get stuff up every night. So there's going to be plenty of content for you guys. But for sure, we really appreciate you. Thank you for coming and watching the show. I'm so happy that Vicky is back.
I'm happy to be home. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I am hoping that anybody that watches us definitely come up to us. If you're here for open, please come and introduce yourself. You know, we do not necessarily know what you look like based on your name on a screen or an avatar of your cat on Facebook. I mean, seriously. And I'm really bad with names until I get you to meet you in person. So my hair is pink. You know what we look like. We don't necessarily know what you look like. Come and find us. Get a Boss Up pin. There may or may not be some LV Pink Panther pins and maybe some ears. So yeah, come find us.
We will be handing these out. You know, I don't know. I only got 500 of them, so they may all be gone at open. But here's the thing. If we do hand all of these out at open, I will order more so that I can send some out to you guys at different times as prizes and stuff like that. So even if you're not here for open, don't worry. I will be making sure that people get some of these. Anyway, so please join the Boss Facebook group if you're not already in the Boss Facebook group. Subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. Hit the little notification bell so you know when stuff comes out. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the show. And thank you so much. I'm going to try not to stop the broadcast without letting you say goodbye. So what would you like to say, Victoria?
I just want to say I'm glad to be home.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye. Boss up.
Bye.